Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Little.
And Amy Broder.
We are at Disney World. We're in Orlando because Amy was presenting at, well, what were you doing?
A tax conference.
What were you presenting about?
Tax.
Well, now we're in Orlando for a few days, and then after that, I'm going to Fort Lauderdale to play the WPT Championship. I won the WPT bracket contest because of all of you. I want to thank you for that. Hopefully I can win the World Poker Tour Championship. If I win, we can put Amy's tax skills to work. Finally. It's been a very long time. So anyway, maybe we'll get some more videos of us here at Disney World, maybe not. Depends on how addicted to our phones we want to be. I'm going to try to be not on my phone. But yeah, are you having a good time?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too. She's so sweet. All right. We'll see you later. Hello, everyone. Today we are at Epcot. As you can see, the Flower and Garden Festival are taking place. Behind us are Pluto and Minnie, made of flowers. What's your favorite flower?
The penguin flower.
Come on. I like, are they called orchids, the purple ones?
Yes.
I like orchids.
I don't know what kind I like the most.
Do you like tulips?
I love, I forget what they're called, but they're the roses, but they don't look like standard roses. They have like a million inside frayed petals in them.
We learned about those at our wedding because they cost about 3 times as much as a regular rose.
Yeah.
They look great though.
We did not have them at our wedding.
No. So anyway, we're going to be exploring the lands all around.
Oh, no,
There's a land you can, or the countries. There's Japan over there, America. Maybe that's Japan. I don't know. You get the gist. We're going to have fun. And then tomorrow, unfortunately, Amy has to go home. And I, fortunately or unfortunately, depends on how you look at it, get to go to Fort Lauderdale. So let's do it.
Unfortunate for me, fortunate for you.
We're watching hockey today. Hockey. Whee! Today is day 1 of the 3500. This is a big room full of people. And here is my table. Robert 07. He likes to go all in a lot. These guys. Should be fun. The first 2 levels of this tournament were abnormally crazy. I had kings twice, aces once, and queens once. Once when I had the kings, my opponent had ace king of spades and river to flush, but I did not bet the river for value, so that was lucky. A little while later I got kings again, made top set against middle set, and doubled up. That took me from 22,000 to 44,000. Then I had aces and won a nice pot. One hand I had king queen, and a guy limped. I raised to 4 big blinds. The limper called. It came queen 9-3, 2 diamonds, or no, queen 9-6, 2 diamonds, and he went all in for 7,500 into the 1,500 chip pot. That was an interesting one because if your opponent's only doing that with top pair or better, meaning like good top pairs, probably queen jack and better, it's probably close to a fold, but I thought this guy could be doing with all sorts of junk. So I called. He had a pair and a flush draw, and I did not win. He made the flush. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, all in all, it was a very fun 2 levels. I made most of the decisions right. When the opponents got there, I didn't pay them. I called a bluff one time. I had pocket queens. It came, someone limped, I raised, someone cold called, someone else called, I believe. Flop came 6-5-4. I bet, one guy called. Turn was a king, completing the flush. I checked, the guy behind me bet, I called with 2 black queens. 3 hearts on the board. I'm butchering this hand, I'm sure. River was a blank. I checked and he bet again and I decided to call. I thought he was weak and he had nothing. So all in all, about as good of a 2 levels as you could hope for. I had a great table. So far, I believe 4 people have busted. I'm playing with Justin Young, like I said earlier, and he has gotten 2 or 3 of the other players, so it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully I can keep up. Hopefully I keep getting good cards. So we are on the second break of the day. I just thought it was interesting because during the first level I had all the cards. During the second level I had nothing. So I went from about 55,000 down to 42,000. And it's always interesting that happens. Actually, 2 guys moved to my table, both of whom, the right word? I'm bad at English. Both of them talked loud and consistently. We went from having roughly 10 words per minute spoken at my table to about 150. So that required me to put on my headphones, as you can see. And that generally puts me in not such a jovial mood. So I need to become a little bit more jolly, I think, and a little bit more willing to deal with whatever people do. So anyway, I'm gonna go back and be in a good mood and play my best.
You may not be able to tell, but I'm sitting in a bathtub right now. Last night was David Peters' birthday, so inevitably we went out and had a party. And anytime, well, on most days now, before I go play poker, I try to wake up and relax. That gets me in a good mindset and hopefully helps me play reasonably good poker. Yes, I have a pillow in the bathtub behind me, so I can chill and relax. $3,500 tournament did not go well. After the first 2 levels where I just won every pot, I did not win any pots after that. It's very funny how poker works, where sometimes you just get hit by the deck, and sometimes the opposite of that happens. My first bullet, I didn't win any pots, finally got ace-king, got all in versus pocket queens and another ace-king. It's not a good spot to be in, so I lost that one. Then in my second bullet, first hand, very early whenever I sat down, I raised under the gun with ace-king, again. Big blind called, it came ace-4-4. And this is a spot where I decided to check behind, mainly because I thought if my opponent had anything worse than an ace, he was probably going to fold to a bet. And if he has anything worse than an ace, he's probably drawing nearly dead. If he has an ace, he's going to pay 3 streets most likely, but it's pretty hard for him to have an ace on ace-4-4. So this is a spot where I have been experimenting with checking, and I think it's okay against some players. I think you just want to be betting there versus most very good players, but my opponent, I didn't know my opponent. Turns out he actually said that he reads my books and learns a lot from them, so against him, maybe I should have just bet. But I decided to check. Turn was an 8. He bet maybe 2.5 big blinds. I called. No point in raising, because again, if he has an ace, he may even fold it to a raise, which would be a disaster. And if he has nothing, you want him to stay in. River was a 7. He bet 4,000 into a roughly 6,000 pot, give or take a little bit. And I decided to make it 10,200 or something like that. And he called with ace-8. So that was a spot where I didn't know if my opponent would call in that scenario with an ace, but I thought he probably would. And the only hands I'm really concerned about are ace-8 and ace-7 and ace-4. Maybe like 5-4 or pocket 8s or pocket 7s. But if he has those and he does re-raise me, I'm easily going to fold. So I don't know if I need to be going for value there or not, but that put me down to 15 big blinds again. From there, I went all in 3 times in a row with pretty good hands once I got moved to a new table. And then I got caught on the last one. I had pocket 7s, and my opponent had pocket 10s, and I was out. So that was unfortunate. Today is the $10,000 buying event. Starts in about an hour. I'm relaxing, chilling out, trying to show you all how I get all zen. Anyway, it's going to be a good tournament. There aren't very many $10,000 buying events left. A lot of them are now $3,500s or $5,000 tournaments. So it's always exciting to get to play one where you can win $1 million without having to beat 1,000 people. So I'm looking forward to hopefully running well. I think this is a 1-entry tournament also, sort of like the LAPC that I played in recently, and that usually lets you apply a little bit more pressure early in the tournaments because a lot of people really don't want to go broke. And anytime you can make it to where your opponents really don't want to go broke, you can do a lot of fun things. So that's that. Hopefully I have good news next time I update.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sexton, along with Vince Van Patten and everyone at the World Poker Tour. Allow me to welcome you to the Seminole Hard Rock 10K Finale Showdown.
Well, 4 hours into the day, I've repeated the exact same pattern as the $3,500 tournament. I almost doubled up in the first 2 levels, and then from there I lost every pot. I doubled up a short stack one time. I had a pair and he flopped the straight. That didn't work out too well. And I just lost a pretty nice one where I raised the button with ace-king of hearts. A tight aggressive kid 3-bet from the small blind, so I made it 1,000. He made it 3,500. I made it 7,500 and he called. Flop was 5-3-2 all diamonds. I have ace-king of hearts. Goes check. Turn was an ace, offsuit ace. He bet 8,000, I called. River was an offsuit king. He went all in for 25,000 into the 32,000-ish pot. And I almost folded. I don't think I can ever really fold the hand just based on it being great and near the top of my range, but at the same time, This kid did not seem like the guy who's just going to bluff his stack off. And also, like, what bluffs can he really have? Besides maybe, like, pocket jacks turned into a bluff or something like that. And the kid just really did not strike me as the type of person who was going to be doing that kind of thing. So maybe I should have folded, but I paid. He had king, queen of diamonds, so that's unfortunate. And that left me with 10,000 chips. From there, I have won every pot since then, over the last 30 minutes or so. Now I'm at 21,000, so we're going to 250, 500, so I have a nice 40 big blind stack, which is the stack where you have to just sit there and be patient. So I'm going to do that. All of these people over here in line decided to buy in late. In my opinion, it's not a good idea to buy in late because there's a lot of value in playing the first few days of these tournaments. But at the same time, there's something pretty nice about showing up, getting your 40 big blind stack, and ripping it in. Day 2, we have a reasonable table, but we'll do our best. Well, I made day 3 of the WPT, $10,000 buy-in event. That is good. I want to show you guys my view before I forget. I asked for the best view that the Hard Rock had to offer, so this is what I got. Anyway, I have average chip stack. Average is, I believe, 500,000. I have 504,000, so we killed it. I have a pretty rough seat going into day 2. I have the chip leader on my left, a very, very world-class player. He's only 22 years old. He's from somewhere in Europe, Spain, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Portugal. Anyway, he's very good. I played with him on the EPTs a bunch. So that's unfortunate. He's probably going to make me stay somewhat in line. I do have a stack, though, where I can make it like 2 big blinds, or maybe even 2.5 big blinds. And when he re-raises, he usually re-raises a little bit larger to like 7.5 big blinds, 3x roughly. That does apply a lot of pressure. And if he does that, I can jam him, put him in a tough spot. It's a very risk-heavy play, but whenever you're in that spot, sometimes what you have to do. To his left, we have another good player. To his left, we have another good player. So I really do not have a good table. And to be fair, the tournament's not particularly soft down to the final 27. Any $10,000 tournament, when you're down to 27, it's going to be tough enough. And this was no exception. Yesterday, I'm trying to think how I even got my chips. I had a few spots where I got more value than I should have because I got caught bluffing a few times. Whenever you get caught bluffing a few times, you can make a point to go for thinner value bets. And I'll probably write an article or something about that in the future. I'm not going to do that right now. But I had a few spots like that, and they worked out great. So that was very good. It's early this morning. Right now it's about 9:45 a.m. I call that early. It's early for me. And I had to wake up early because I'm going to do a webinar where I'm going to be giving all the details of my new poker coaching program. It's going to be at pokercoaching.com. And I'm really excited about it. If you have not checked it out, definitely check it out. There will be a webinar somewhere online explaining exactly what all we have going on. But it's going to be a very extensive program for people who actually want to get very good at poker. I'm excited about it. Anyway, check it out. But I'm going to go do my best today. I'm excited about it. I have not fared well once I made the top 27 of WPTs recently. Last time was at Borgata, I believe. I guess that was like 6 months ago or something like that. And like third hand of the day, I had something like 20 big blinds, and I got it all in with king, queen suited versus ace, queen, and I was out. 3 hands into the day. Hopefully, we do better than lasting only 3 hands into the day. Well, I'm back in my room, so that is bad. I guess I was in my room this morning. Today started off really well. I got it all in with Jack 10 of spades versus 9-8 on a 8-6-2 board, 2 spades, and I got a flush. That was not for all my chips, but it started me up 350K for the day, which was great. From there, I kind of piddled around, didn't really get much traction. Some of my bluffs got caught, some of them didn't get caught. And then a little while later, Chino raised. Chino Ream, he's very aggressive. I decided to 3-bet the 7-6 suited. I'd been pretty tight. So Chino raised to 2 big blinds. I made it about 5.5 big blinds. And then Jared Jaffe, who is generally tight with his short stack, but certainly capable, decided to shove all in for 16 or 17 big blinds, something like that. I did the math. I needed to win roughly 35% of the time to justify calling, and I probably do versus his range. He's shoving stuff like ace-jack and king-queen that I think the call's pretty easy with 7-6 suited. He had pocket jack, so I don't know if he was shoving those big hands or not. And I did not win. So that took me back down to about 800K. From there, I played a hand where I raised the button with king 7 suited. Then a very loose aggressive guy in the small blind called, which was kind of weird. I kind of expected him to 3-bet a lot. But he called. So what is his calling range? I didn't know. Usually it's like stuff like ace-x suited that he thinks can get to showdown cheaply enough versus someone like myself. Middle suited connectors, offsuit big cards, and small pairs, I think. But like some of that he's 3-betting, some of it he's calling, and I don't really know what he's doing with each part of the range. Anyway, flop comes 7-6-5. I decided to go check. That's a board where I'm going to get check raised a lot, or at least I should, based on the range the opponent has. Turn was a 10. He bet sizable, maybe 2/3 pot I called. Spot where I thought he would bet a lot of hands. River was a jack, and he bet pretty large as well. And that was a pretty nasty spot because notice I don't beat very many bluffs, and a lot of the big cards get there. And I think this player would certainly bet a 10 or a jack for value. Maybe not a 10, but definitely a jack, and he could have a jack, and I don't have a jack. That's one of the big issues here is that my hand is one of the strongest hands I should have because I wouldn't call the turn bet with very many jacks. I decided to pay. I pay mean call. And I don't know if that was a good call or not. I think it's probably close. Maybe it's just a fold, though. It could just be a fold. He showed me 10-8 of hearts, so he turned a pair and then went for full value, and I gave it to him. After that, I had nothing for 3 hours. I sort of blinded down from like 25 big blinds maybe to 18 big blinds. And then very early back from dinner break, I raised with pocket kings under the gun. Same loose aggressive kid 3-bets me. I made it 50K, he made it 125K. And I decided to go all in. We're down to 12 people at this point, so nearing the final table. He instantly called, and he showed me pocket nines. So I'm feeling pretty good. Then the dealer puts a 9 in the door, and I'm out. So at least I got it in good for my last bit. My stack at that point was something like 1/3 average. I was very short. I think I was the next to shortest person in the tournament. Not that that matters. I mean, you're never folding kings. But I got 58,000 for that, which is good. Everyone who bought a piece of my package, the backing package, will be getting a profit, so that's nice. It means I'm getting a profit. That's good. Reg Charity, I've been representing Reg Charity recently, and they'll get a little bit of that too. So all in all, a good tournament. I had queens loose to 10s and kings loose to 9s in this tournament. Anytime that happens and you still win, or you still do well, that's a good thing. I did win 2 flips in this tournament. One when I had the Jack 10 of spades versus 9-8, and then another one versus Fedor Holtz on day 2 when I flopped a set versus his flush draw and got shot. So 2 lucky flips I won for a lot of chips, but also I lost 2 pretty nice pots. Well, meaningful pots in that they, you feel like you should win those, quote unquote should win those. You never should win anything in poker, but you hope to win with your queens and your kings, and I didn't. So it's always tough to say how do you feel, because just a second ago I was thinking, wow, we're about to double up, and then you're just out. It's a very odd feeling. Tomorrow's an off day. The next day I'm playing my Global Poker League heads-up match. Hopefully that goes well. And then the next day is the $15,000 buy-in Tournament of Champions. That's going to be a great event. I say it's going to be a great event. I actually don't know how many people they're going to get. It could be just a very small tournament, like a 50-person tournament. But I think it'll be a pretty good one. There's $100,000 in added cash, and then also $100,000 worth of stuff, like a Corvette and a watch and a poker table. So I'm going to get rested up and play that. We have Robert 07, best player in the world, trying to play poker. Michael Cassie's long gone. Everybody else in this room is long gone silver. Baseball, he doesn't want to be on video. Whole family.
Hello.
Previous champion. They're down to 7 or 8 people in this 3,500. It's hard to win a 1,000-person poker tournament. Maybe Robert will get it done.
The flop is Jack.
This is Doc's hand. King forces you. We're gonna
Diamond check hearts.
You can do whatever you want against this hand. This is perfect.
The turn.
Two.
Perfect. The 3 clubs and a river. There's a king. That will double up.
Wow.
Come on, dealer. Every time.
See a flop. The flop has trump king, 10, 7.
We have the jacks.
With the
let's see
king
a
of
seven.
diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 7 of hearts, 7 of clubs. We're going to see a turn.
Perfect.
Turn is a 7.
There's another 7 left in that deck. Let's go. Throw it out there.
And a river.
Something ticking around.
The doctor. All right.
That's the one.
High five, doctor. Thank you, dealers. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go, Roberto. 4. That's our number.
4?
Birdie.
Yeah, no, it's
Wait.
not
Turn it to 4.
That's
Turn it to 4. There we go.
Trump has the top pair of
Deuce
aces.
3.
They'll turn.
Two outs.
In the river.
Doctor.
Gonna take a little longer. One ace.
The turn.
All in for the
Ace.
win.
We have ace.
The turn
Queen.
is a jack of diamonds. No see river. River is a queen.
Oh.
Wait, we have king queen.
Is our king.
Oh. We were rooting for the wrong hand.
Kings and queens.
Wow. We win.
We get Otter in here, just like put him in.
Money.
Shannon, Steve in the back row there. David, come on up.
I think it's.
Exactly what he needed.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Where's Apple?
Blow it out and take it to the face. Let's go.
Can't record me. Oh, sorry. Think about Tinder while you're doing this. Be sexy. Yes. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you.
It's different than what we've done for 14 years in the past. Really, our purpose here is to celebrate you. It is the bringing together of all of champions and getting the best of the best. So it's very special for us.
Best of the best.
It's really also our chance to say thank you to you and thank you for being a part of the World Poker Tour. There you go.
I got the
You got it?
That's a good table, man.
A man from France playing this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. It's seat number 5. Michael Scarborough.
This is Robert. He was the champion yesterday.
Sean Kunix.
He could be the best, and he loves this table.
Fuck, you're the same table, man.
I have the worst table. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
By the way, Bill, you're here. You made a great prediction on
My table's
the last fight.
Your table's better.
How did you do it, sir?
Wow, look at this table. C1, Jonathan Waugh plays great. Mosen, he always takes my money. I don't know the guy in the middle seat. Scott Clements beat me once. And then me.
From the president of the World Poker Tour, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pliska has just extended the bar for another 30 minutes of free drinks.
30 more minutes of free drinks. Let's ship it.
So great to be here. The Seminole Hunters won the championship. We're going to have a tournament of the champions. By the way, Mike, you came up with this concept 50 years ago or so, and you actually own it, and you gave
Now they
it to
have enough
Adam.
champions.
What do you think of that? Why did you do it? How did you come up with it?
Well, I came up with it back in the 90s. I love the Tournament of Champions. Got fortunate to win one back in the World Series as well. Unfortunately, I'm not eligible to play in this one, but I'm a big fan of the Tournament of Champions. I think you guys are going to love it too, especially after you see how it's covered on television, and if you win it, I'll be
I can't believe the horrible table.
Okay, so moving on.
I am in
It's a little
such
difficult
tilt
to
right
find
now.
out, but
We've
this
had
is 10 to 7.
wine.
Help me out here, Mike. Seat
Robert.
number 1.
Anthony Zeno, how are you so bad at heads up?
Seat number 2.
Yeah.
Two-time WPT champion, Moshe Sharania.
Two-time champion Mosen, he always takes my money. He always
Let's see
takes my
number
money.
3. We have a blank. We'll be putting this up in tomorrow. Who will it be? It's very exciting.
We need a good draw.
Nassau Chavez has
I don't know him.
taken a shot here. He will be playing today.
That's the only
with you
maybe
guys.
spot.
And see another blank. And then of course we got the very great Scott Clements.
Very great Scott Clements. He wrote for excelling in No Limit Hold'em. We're good friends.
Scott just won a tournament here yesterday at the Hard Rock, so he's on fire. Then we have two-time WPT champ Jonathan Little in seat number 8 to round out this table.
14 years on the Pro Poker Tour. To become the champion of champions is going to be huge. Very, very exciting day.
Oh, thank you. Well, the Tournament of Champions did not go well at all. I'm back home in New York. I lost pretty much every single hand I played. I do not think there's much I could have done differently in the tournament. My bust-out hand, I was actually pretty short at that point. I mean, really, it's not even worth talking about. But I had a tough table draw. Obviously, you would think the Tournament of Champions would be a difficult tournament to play in, but it really wasn't that difficult overall. But my table in particular, why can't I get good light? My table in particular was pretty tough. I had Scott Clements, Antonio Sfondiari, Jonathan Waugh, and Mosen all in a row. I was in the middle of that. And every time I had a semi-bluff, I didn't get there. Every time my opponents had draws, they got there. And I just lost every single pot. It was unbelievable. Sometimes that does happen, and there's not much you can do. I'm going to the gym. Rolled out of bed. I'm going to go to the gym now. Got a good night's sleep. Looking forward to a month off. I'm going to try to make a point to work out probably 5 days per week over the next month. I'm going to try to meditate every day. I'm going to try to stretch every day, get in some good breathing exercises, and work on pokercoaching.com. I've had a very great response to my new little venture, pokercoaching.com, and looking forward to putting in good work on that. So, hope you enjoyed this video blog. I know it's longer than normal. I guess that's okay. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.